is Sahy-fi, and welcome to my new vlog, Diary of a Vegan Powerlifter. So the name probably says it all. I hope it does anyway, but if it doesn't, I am Sahy-fi, I'm a powerlifter, and I'm also a vegan. I wanted to do this vlog because I feel there is very little representation of vegans in the strength community, and of course there's still a stigma against being a vegan in bodybuilding, in powerlifting, in all of these strength sports, because people just still believe that myth that you need meat to be strong. So I wanted to be an example that you don't need that shit and you can be at the top of your game. So I'm not at the top of my game just yet, but I'm hoping to get there, and I want to take you guys with me. So a little bit about how I got involved in powerlifting. So as I said, I just started this year. I actually found out about powerlifting last year, but meanwhile, for years I had been doing squats, bench, and deadlift. For whatever reason, I just gravitated towards those three movements. And one day, I think I was reading an article on T Nation or something, and they were talking about bodybuilding and powerlifting, and I was like, what the fuck is powerlifting? So I looked it up, and I was like, oh my god, this is made for me. And for those of you who don't know what powerlifting is, powerlifting basically revolves around the squat, bench, and deadlift. So it was a match made in heaven. I was like, ah! So like, well, I need to do this. So I started looking around, reading stuff about powerlifting, reading about meats, and I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a meet. So at the time, I was actually transitioning to move from Europe to Japan, where I live now. So once I settled down in Japan, I started looking. Of course, it had to be Japan, right? Like, I had to start doing all this new stuff and starting my powerlifting journey in a country that I don't even know the language and I can't read anything. Can certainly not write in Japanese either. But, you know, when you really want something, you just make it happen. So I did all the research and I applied for my Japan Powerlifting Association card membership. And I got in and signed up for my first meet. So I had my first meet back in May. And if you're interested in seeing how that went, I did upload a video. It's the first one in this category, so check that out when you have a chance. So this meet happened to actually be a fairly decent level for the country, because it was a meet that was made up of several different prefectures. And prefectures are kind of the equivalent of a state or a regional meet. Hold on. And so I signed up for that one, and actually there were a couple of ladies there who were really, really strong and who've actually competed at Worlds before. So seeing them and seeing how strong they were, and the whole experience was just amazing. It was a beautiful thing. And I was like, I'm in, I'm going for it. That's what pushed me to start to get more serious about achieving my goals, and that leads us to where I am now. So the meet was back in May, and in the end of June I started working with a coach. So I had to stop filming for a second because I thought a killer bee landed behind me and was about to attack me. But it's not a killer bee, it's some kind of a beetle, I think. So I think I'm okay. Oh, he's like climbing up the rails over here. Do you see this shit? Like, where is that guy? Oh yeah, over there. Like, what the fuck is that? I think it's a beetle. Anyway, I'm just gonna pray that he doesn't try to attack me. Wow. So back to my tale. I started working with a coach, and his name is Andre, from one of the founders of Beef Puff Barbell, and so far so great. I've found having someone doing my programming who has been in powerlifting for quite some time now, who's been coaching also. He's been, okay, I just need to catch my breath for a second. He's been coaching his wife, Chelsea, as well. And she recently competed at Worlds and came in 4th in her class, which is amazing. So I'm definitely in good company with these guys. And it's been a relief to not have to worry about programming, to have someone to check out my technique, find little things that I could tweak that I was doing that I wasn't realizing I was doing, and also working on, especially for my bench press, a whole new way of doing it, powerlifting style with the big arch. So that's been really cool. The other aspect of my training right now that's taking precedence is the fact that, in discussion with Andre, we've decided that it's best if I try to get bigger. So I need to gain weight. And I'm really not upset about it or anything, because I know that a lot of that weight that's going to come on, at least I hope a lot of the weight that's going to come on, is going to be muscle and not fat. So I'm actually really looking forward to having more muscles and being stronger. Who could argue with that? I mean, that sounds really good. The trouble that I'm having, I would say, is that I've never tried to gain weight before. I've always been, well, for the past 5 years maybe, I've been around the same weight. So around 56 to 58 kilos, basically. I've never tried to really thought about, what I was eating in terms of quantity. I just always seemed to intuitively, with years of feeding myself, knowing what I was supposed to be eating and how much and all that. But here's a little bit of a learning curve. So the past, I would say, month, I've been diligently trying to gain weight. So as of my meet, I was about 56 kilos. In the month after the meet, I gained 1 kilo, and in the last month, I was away on vacation, so that kind of stalled things a little bit, because I was up in the wilderness of Hokkaido with basically nothing to eat except for tofu and granola the whole week, and hiking a lot, so I kind of just stagnated a bit. But now I'm on the up and up again, and as of today, I'm at about 58.5, 59 kilos. So it's moving along. I'm going to show you guys a little video that I took a couple weeks back with how I'm looking right now, so that later on we're going to go back and we're going to see the gains. So the goal is to get up to 65 kilos and compete in the 63 kilo class. So that's about a weight gain of, if we do the math, 6 kilos or 7 kilos and 15 pounds. So 15 pounds heavier, me. We're going to see how that goes. But I think only good things can come of this. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to try to do weekly updates for you guys, training, nutrition, what I'm eating, what I'm up to on a daily basis, so that hopefully you can get some inspiration for yourselves or for family members who are vegan or powerlifters or whoever the fuck wants to watch these videos. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Bye! Oh yeah, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video, because that way I know I gotta keep doing them, right?